Hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
All right. Good evening on this good hump day, good Wednesday. Yes, in a very good mood. It's your man DJ Jots back with another episode of The Audible. Here we are breaking down the latest and greatest from the world of sports. Yes, in a very, 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 very good mood. Considering the results of last night's games, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the return of Joel Embiid. Game 2 is currently in progress. Matter of fact, let me kind of check in on the score. I know that this tipped off at 8 o'clock. And I will be kind of peeking in, probably catch the second half of this game and kind of really break down what I'm looking at. How's Joel looking right now? You have Boston up by, just went up by 6. What has Embiid done? Let's look at the box score real quick. I'm sorry. You know, the schedulers, man. Is Embiid okay? Well, Embiid has played 8 minutes. It's got 6 points. Okay. Well, we'll be monitoring the progress of that. But yeah, it is good to see Embiid back out on the court. We'll see what he looks like as the game kind of goes on. It's still kind of early. I want to say first quarter. He's already kind of played 8 minutes. We'll see. But once again, congratulations on Joel Embiid, this season's MVP. Good to see him back on the court. And it's good to see a series, possibly. And I'm going to say possibly. We'll cross my fingers. And I'm hoping that possibly this series goes off without a hitch. When I mean without a hitch, no major injuries to the star players. I like to see, playoffs, see teams at their peak, because it gives, fans of the other team an excuse. Oh, our guy wasn't there. In some cases, that is true. That it does definitely affects the series. But I like to see, teams at 100% or as 100% they can be, duking it out in the playoffs. And speaking of duking it out, 2 good games last night. If you didn't get a chance to watch them, I did highlight videos of both games last night. I'm trying to incorporate that into what I'm doing over here. So as soon as the game is over with Philadelphia and Boston tonight, I will be kind of, breaking down the highlights, putting it into a nice 8 to 10 minute video. So you can kind of get the gist of the game, So hopefully, that'll save you time. Instead of just listening to me, you can actually go watch it for yourself and kind of be in a loop on what we're talking about over here. Oh, man, good games last night. Good games. I want to start with Miami and New York. Miami came up short. Valiant effort. I would say Miami has to be encouraged, though. Has to be encouraged for them to make it a game all the way down to the final minutes of the fourth quarter, considering you didn't have any Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero is gone. Oladipo is gone. And for Miami to go out there and put forth a valiant effort and for the better part of the game outplayed New York. It's just, the playoffs are made for star players. And Jalen Brunson came alive, found his shot. He had RJ Barrett, Julius Randle kind of carrying the load in the first half. Jalen Brunson took over. I'm thinking about the Boston game, just calling the man Jalen Brown. Jalen Brunson took over in the second half and pushed New York to a victory. Now, I know New York is hey, we got one. We didn't have Julius Randle. They didn't have Jimmy Butler, but I don't put Julius Randle in the same category as a Jimmy Butler. No way, shape, form, or fashion. But I think Miami has a chance with the healthy Jimmy Butler. Jimmy's got a little bit of time to rest up. I don't think they play until Saturday. So He's got the time to rest up, get that ankle just right. You know, all those guys kind of heal up, get the proper rest in. Miami is looking like, considering last night game, it was a game that was expected to go out there, get blown off the court, but they put forth a very good effort, a very winnable effort. If Jalen Brunson doesn't come alive in the second half, who knows? Miami goes back home up 2-0, but they go back, catch the split, still home court. Now they have enough time to get their superstar player ready. Jimmy should be ready for the Saturday, but we'll kind of keep tabs on that because, as we find out during this playoff, teams are really not as forthcoming as they would be with the injury reports and the injury status of certain players. To say we're going to kind of look at it, we're going to MRIs and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, good game though, a good game. It kind of reminds me of like old school basketball without the hugging and the brutality. We were talking about Knicks, Pacers, Heat back in the 90s. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I like the game. I like how Miami is coached. I definitely like Thibodeau and the Knicks. It's good physical basketball without being overly physical. There's no easy buckets. Guys are not this. It's not a layup line going up and down the lane. All shots are challenged. Guys are hustling after getting loose balls, rebounds. Good, clean basketball. Yeah, it's not the sexiest series out there because, besides Jimmy Butler, and maybe Jalen Brunson's in that category now. It's not sexy. It's not a lot of superstar players. They don't play superstar type, basketball. Guys are not flying around the court, dunking and shooting threes. It's not that kind of a game. It's not that kind of a series, but I can appreciate it because it's old school basketball, like I said, without all the hugging and thuggery. But I think Miami, like I said, valiant effort, did enough to win the game last night. Just came up short. Kind of makes me want to kind of change my pick. Y'all know how I am about pick. How you doing, Gator Girl? I was waiting for you. But yeah, it kind of makes me want to, change my pick in this, I had maybe New York pulling it out in 6. I don't know. New York you can't be encouraged by last night. Yeah, you won. But you let a Miami team without Butler push you to the limit like that. Not, there's nothing to really hang your hat on with that game. There's no positives to really take from it other than you won the game. And that's cool. I get that. But we kind of move on to the most important series, the most important game that happened last night. Them Lakers cleaning up, doing what they were supposed to do, taking game 1 in Golden State. Yes, I'm gonna be very annoying, very annoying. I know that kind of gets under Gator Girl's skin, so hey, I had to do it to her. But yeah, let's talk about last night's game. Lakers pull it out late, hold off Golden State run. We knew Golden State was going to make a run eventually. Typically, Golden State makes that run in the third quarter. It was the Lakers who kind of made their run in the third quarter, kind of set up enough of a cushion, was able to kind of hold off the Warriors late. I'm encouraged. I am very encouraged, not because of the performance by AD. I knew AD could get what he wanted on Looney. I like Looney. He's a good, nice hustle player. He's just not. He's not quick enough to stay in front of Anthony Davis for an entire series. He's not. Will I get 30 and 20 plus from Davis every game? No. I would hope so, but no. He has shown himself to be consistently inconsistent, especially during this playoff run. Ready? Yes. It's one game, sir. I know it's one game. But it's a lot to take away from the game. I like the game plan defensively. Let's start on the defensive end, and we'll talk about offense. I like the defensive strategy that LA came out with. Too often, teams when they're playing the Warriors, thinking you can, when they're doing that high screen and roll or doing a screen and roll on the side, that you can kind of slide under and possibly recover. But with them kind of shooters, you don't want to give them airspace to kind of do that. I like how between Vanderbilt, Dennis Schroeder was able to Lemiki's defense was top notch. Hey, the entire defensive game plan was top notch. Now I know a lot of fuss has been made about how the disparity in free throws, but LA has shot the most free throws throughout the entire season. They were the number one free throw shooting team, so I'm not surprised they got those calls. But like I said, I was encouraged and I like what they did on the defensive end. Vanderbilt, he's not going to stop Steph Curry. No one player is going to stop Steph Curry. No one defense is going to stop Steph Curry. Hey, but you got to make him work for it. You got to make it tough for him. Yeah, he had 27 last night, but it took him 24 shots to get it. It took him 24 shots to get it. Like I said, when you're playing that screen and roll, you got to chase them. You can't think you can slide under and recover. And I like how our Anthony Davis is able to kind of get out there on the perimeter. LeBron is able to kind of get out there on the perimeter and challenge, but you give them guys just a little bit of room. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan. You got to put Jordan Poole in that category also. You give them enough room, they're going to kill you. They're going to hit shots. Like I said, defensively, I like the game plan. I like the game plan. Hey, chase them, make them work for the threes, keep them out of the paint, because that's when Golden State is deadly. It's not necessarily when the threes are dropping. It's when Golden State becomes a layup line. They're able to get into the paint, floaters, layups, and passing off the big men. When they're able to get into the paint, that's when they cause problems. LA did a real good job last night, limiting that, not allowing a lot of paint penetration. Therefore, that's why Golden State didn't shoot that many free throws. I want to say it was 6 free throws shot last night, and they only made 5. Keep them out of the paint. Let them shoot threes. Some nights, they're going to have it, and it's not like they shot bad last night from 3, but I would rather with Golden State, keep them on the perimeter, because eventually some of those shots won't fall. Some of those, and if you're challenging them on the screens, you're getting up on them, you're putting the body on them, you're breathing on them. Eventually, some of those shots don't fall. I can live with that. Golden State is one of those teams you got to pick your poison. You can't say we're going to chase you off the 3-point line, because that's when Steph and Jordan Poole primarily kill you. Get into the paint, getting teams collapse, and then the threes that you were challenging, now they're wide open. So keep them out of the paint, keep them on the perimeter. Let me kind of get in here, because the bench production was the difference, though. Mickey's got crazy production from key role players. Hey, I've been saying it the whole playoffs. You need what, as Shaq calls them, the others. You need the others to kind of step up and contribute. You're seeing that kind of play out in the Denver Phoenix series. Lack of a bench is showing. Lack of production from quote unquote the others is showing. And when you don't have that production coming from the others, it places too much of a burden on the superstar player. Man, at this point of the season, you don't need your superstar player expected to go out there, play 40, 45 minutes, give you 45, 50 points every night. That's not conducive to success. Yeah, even with Jimmy Butler, let's say Jimmy Butler's in the games he exploded, you had contributions from the others. You had guys that was able to come off the bench, give them quality minutes. You had starters who knew they wasn't shooting, was able to give them quality minutes. Like, I'm not a fan of Bam Adebayo. He doesn't jump off the page to me. I think he could be a much better player offensively. I don't think he's really added anything to his game since he's coming to the league, but he's able to contribute. It may just be like a 2 to 3 minute stretch where the superstar needs to, kind of get his rest, even if he's on the court, kind of get his rest and allow the others to carry the load. And that's what you saw last night, Lakers and the Warriors. You saw the others step up, and I'm gonna be honest here. Last night, AD was the man. LeBron James was playing the role of one of the others. LeBron didn't give me too much offensively. He's like, hey, I'm gonna lock in more so on the defensive end. I'm gonna attack the basket, get to the free throw line, get us in a bonus, that kind of stuff. But hey, we're running the offense through AD. AD is the superstar, and when he needs a breather, I'll step in. Austin Reeves, you can step in. D'Angelo Russell, you step in. Vanderbilt had some key shots last night. Schroeder off the bench. Hachimura is good when you can depend on the others for those stretches during playoff games, because you're going to need it as these series go on and these playoffs go on. The unsung players, the guys that are not on the marquee, the guys that are not on the quote unquote the thumbnails. They're not on the billboards. Those are the guys that help you win championships. Those are the guys that help you win championships. You take a team like Denver, you have the, two-time former MVP Yoke, but you got Jamal Murray. You got Aaron Gordon can give you something. KCP, Michael Porter Jr. Hell, Jeff Green off the bench can come in and give you a spark. You need the others. You need guys that are not on the marquee to produce. Now let's kind of flip it to like I said, we still want to focus on the Lakers and Warriors. We still want to flip it to the other side. I like what they did offensively. I like AD when he's in that attack mode. I think he bails out the defense too many times when he is taking threes, taking long fadeaway jumpers. That's bailing out the defense. You have Kevon Looney. Now, like I said, I like Looney. Looney is a player a lot of teams would like to have just because of his hustle, his effort. He kind of reminds me of a chunkier, as far as his rebound, kind of a chunkier Dennis Rodman. He is able to get offensive rebounds. He's able to compete on the boards. He had 23 last night. But defensively, he can't stay with Anthony Davis. And, as good as Draymond is defensively, he's just too short. I need that kind of, and not necessarily the production. The numbers will be what the numbers are, but I need that kind of attitude from AD going forward. If I get that attitude from AD going forward, we win the series. I get a AD that's like, I'm gonna take the night off like he did in a couple games in the Memphis series. Those are games you lose. And I think he needs to be locked in for this series more so than any other series, because we know how dangerous Golden State is. We know how Golden State is a well-coached team. They're the championship team. They're not the defending champions for nothing. They know what they're doing. They don't get panicked. But if we get a locked-in AD, I think we have the best player on the court at that time. Best player on the court. I'm kind of getting here because I know you talking. No, I don't think he can sustain playing 44 minutes. Gator Girl, I think when we have cushions like we had last night, 14-point lead at that point in the fourth quarter. Give if we're able to give him a breath. But Golden State is one of them teams. You don't want to get complacent and thinking they're gonna slowly chip away. Golden State can get it going. They can get it going fast. I mean, I looked up. We was up 14. Next thing I know, 14-0 run. We're in a tied game. Like, whoa, what happened? What happened? What we got away from the game plan? They was able to kind of get what I talked about earlier, that penetration, getting that penetration. Guys was getting open looks. Keep Golden State out the paint. Make them a jump shooting team, and they're good at jump shooting. But eventually, them shots don't fall. Them legs get tired. Especially at this point of the season. Them legs get tired. Now I'm curious to see how this game 2 is going to go. I'm looking forward to this game 2. That's fact. Dubs never panic. Yeah, Dubs never panic. I mean, even last night, I didn't feel comfortable. We're up 14. If we're up 14 against a team like Memphis, we go ahead and wrap that up. Golden State, they've been down too many times. They've been in too many tough spots. They don't panic. I think LA take note of that last night, that 14-0 run in the fourth quarter. Get used to those kind of runs. That's a typical Golden State run. Like I said, usually they blitz you in the third quarter, get you up out of there, and by that time you're chasing them. But LA, look at what you was doing early in the game. Stick with that. Attack. Do not, and we're not a good 3-point shooting team. We're capable on some nights, but for the most part, no. LeBron still hasn't really found his stroke. No, let's stop bailing them out. Punish them boys. And I'm talking about Austin Reeves. I need you to be attacking. D'Angelo, I like when you attack. LeBron, I like when you attack. Attack. They don't have the size. It's no 7-foot monster. It's no Jaren Jackson Jr. in the paint to really alter your shot. Attack them boys. Attack them. That's another good take. Yeah, you gotta go after him. I think Sacramento when they was able to have success against Golden State was an attack. When you're relying on trying to shoot 3 for 3 for them, jump shot for jump shot with them, 9 times out of 10, eventually you wear down and you lose that battle. Attack, attack, attack. And LeBron knows the formula for beating Golden State in the playoffs. You got to attack. You can't settle for the shot, the outside shot. They'll give it to you. They're not punish them boys. They got no interior presence. Like I said, I like Looney. He's slow. He's slow on the defensive end. Punish them boys. Punish the hell out of them. Punish the hell out. Let me kind of peek in here. Because like I said, Joel, if you're coming in late, Joel Embiid is playing tonight. He did start. But let me kind of get in here and kind of see what the score is looking like. What is he doing? Boston's up 7. It's not looking too great. I mean, Embiid is doing okay. 8 points, 2 boards, 14 minutes. Yeah, them shooting 9% from 3. Yeah, them shots ain't falling. Them shots ain't falling. Like I said, what other injury news? Right now, CP3 is kind of listed as doubtful for the next 2 games. I'm of the mindset if Phoenix loses game 3, I would just go ahead and sit CP. Sit CP. I mean, what are you fighting for? The way Denver is kind of locked in right now, they get game 3. What are you really doing? What are you really doing? Ms. Murray says it's ugly for us right now. Hey, but you're hanging in there. You're hanging in there, and eventually Boston, if they don't get get a big lead in this first half, Boston will let them back in the game. Boston has those lapses, especially on the defensive end where they don't respond. They're not locked in and not focused. I don't know what it is. Maybe to me it's coaching because you got better personnel on the floor than you had last year. For me, I think it's just coaching. I don't think coaches is locked in. Yeah, sit Cliff Paul. Yeah, sit him. I mean, what do you go down 3-0 to Denver? I mean, what good is forcing Chris Paul out there for a game 4 that has already been slow of foot and is battling a groin injury? Right? What sense does that make? Like, I was surprised that Philadelphia put Embiid out there. Maybe they wanted to get a real good look at him. So far, he's kind of holding up. Congratulations to him again for winning MVP. I may have sat him and kind of brought him back for game 3 if I'm gonna play him. But this, like I said, this playoffs is turned out to be very, 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 very interesting. I can't lie about that. I'm really enjoying the games. Let me kind of look forward. Because who's playing tomorrow? And after tonight's game is over, like I said, I'll be putting up not alive, but upload a video of kind of the highlights for those who choose not to watch the game, couldn't watch the game, is at work, whatnot, or want to be able to provide you guys with that kind of stuff. Adding to the repertoire. And if I see Miss VS, I need to chit chat with her because I have an idea for a show on my other channel and kind of in the build mode. I want to kind of tap in with her with that, but we'll see. If I catch her, I catch her. But I want to try to see what her schedule is looking like because I would like to interview her for the build part of my other channel. Yeah, the highlights are nice. Yeah. And Miss Murphy, like I said, I am still learning. Even after all this time, I'm still learning how to kind of do stuff. Like I had the highlights ready. Like for the Knicks Heat game. I had the highlights ready, but what I found out is I needed to compress the file because it takes so long to upload to YouTube. Because I don't typically do uploads. I've done premieres, I do lives, but I've never done like real uploads. Even with shorts, it's real simple. But I needed to compress the files, and I learned that when I put together the second video for the Lakers and the Warriors highlights. So shortly after the game is over, within probably like 30 minutes to an hour after the game is over, I'll be putting those together, kind of putting that out there for those who didn't catch the game and want to catch the game without all the fuss and muss. I'll be doing that throughout the playoffs. I see some people kind of appreciate it, and it helps grow the channel. So hey, we're all about that. All right, you're doing good. Yeah, you're doing good. But where do I want to go with this? Where do I want to go with this? It was something else that kind of popped up in the news cycle today. Let me, because it came across and it caught my attention. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh yes. Now I'm going to get on my kind of sports political sandbox here, or whatever they call it. Those who have not been kind of been living under a rock, Brittany Griner is free back in the country. On my other channel, I know I talked about her on several occasions, how they were going to use her story, use her presence to kind of start pushing narratives, agendas, and that kind of stuff. So over this past weekend, she attended several A-list events, Met Gala, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and it was serenaded, and photo ops and all of that kind of stuff. So I expect that narrative and information stuff to kind of ramp up. I hate that her situation is being used in that manner. I'm curious to see what she looks like once she gets back out there in full-blown action. I know the WNBA seasons get ready to come up, so I'm curious to see what she looks like when she gets back out on the court. Is she there physically? Is she there mentally? Curious to see what that kind of looks like. Miss Murphy said, "Yeah, it's starting. Yeah, you are the best sports." But I'm glad I'm born to you. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. When they made that run, I said, I won't even think about, man, my Lakers lose and the ramifications of the series. I was just thinking, oh shit, Gator Girl is gonna get me. She's gonna jump up on the panel, and I gotta listen to her talk ad nauseum about the great LeBron James and how bad the Lakers sucked and what shortcomings they had. That's the only thing I was thinking last night when Golden State was making that run. I said, damn, Gator Girl is gonna get me. She gonna eat me alive, and I just have to sit there and take it. I have to sit there and take it. Yeah, I know you was ready. But when we pulled it out, oh Lord, I almost tagged you. In the video. I almost tagged you. I said, I want you to see this. But hey, I live to see another day. Yeah, I know that run had you hyped. You ready, licking your lips. Make sure you had enough fluids. Your throat wasn't going out. You had your cough drops. You had your sweet tea. You want to make sure your voice was nice and strong to come on here and talk greasy about them Lakers. But no, the good man upstairs heard me and oh, Jesus, let me kill this nigga. He heard my cry. And said, no, Gator Girl is not going to get her turn tonight. She's got to wait. She has got to wait. But like I said, I'm looking forward to game 2. I'm going to go out on a limb here. My picks are my picks. I think Lakers take game 2. Lakers take game 2. It's a lot of positives to build off on. Some things we got to tweak, as far as that fourth quarter run. Stay with the defensive game plan. Run with them boys. Do not go up. Do not fall into the habit of trying to go up on the screens on them. If we have the same game plan, guess what? Eventually, Clay will go cold. Jordan Poole will go cold for a stretch. Steph is known to go cold for a stretch. Make them a jump shooting team. I don't know what we're gonna do about Kevon Looney. We just can't keep this guy. Can't be kept off the boards. Like, where was this during the regular season, Kevon? Like, Jesus, it was like 4th, 5th, 20 rebound game. Like, he just like, I'm in the perfect spot every single time. He's not a great leaper. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, we're gonna take you patient. I know you patient. I know you patient, but that's fine. I want you to be patient. Be patient till the series is over. Be patient till the series is over. I want, like I said, I think we're gonna take game 2. I think Denver. If I had to put money, I think Denver by this time the week completes the sweep on Phoenix. Completes the sweep on Phoenix. I think it's a wrap for them. I don't know, Boston. If Boston don't win tonight, because I think if Philadelphia is able to go up 2-0 and go home, and not to say Boston can't get it done. I'm not saying it's going to be a sweep, but that's going to be tough to try to go back in there and take back home court. Philly crowd, they can taste the championship. They can taste the finals. I mean, because I think whoever gets out of this series has got to be the favorite coming out the East. Joel, like I said, we'll kind of see, how he looks throughout tonight's game, how his body kind of holds up. Like I said, I hope he's able to kind of ride it out and not not show signs of injury right now. You'll see 6-point game. 6-point game, almost halftime. Okay, what's Embiid doing? He's got 10-2. I mean, they're not asking him to do too much. And Philly is shooting like crap right now. I mean, damn, it was 9 earlier in the show. They're down to 8.3 from 3-point range. Stop jacking them up. Jesus. I mean, Boston's no better. All that hot shooting went out the window. Boston's no better. Harden 2 for 9. Ugh. Tobias Harris. This is Maxey seems like the only guy that came to play tonight. Jaylen Brown doing Jaylen Brown things. Let me see what's Tatum got going on. Let me see the whole box score. Jaylen Brown, if I'm I think he's the most important player. Just the amount of explosiveness. Let's see what Tatum has. He got 7. 3 fouls. He's out of this hacking. But anyway, let me kind of get up out of here. The shows don't be too long. You hope Philly wins, but you still don't trust Doc Rivers. Now, I don't have a lot of faith in Doc Rivers to make big time clutch decisions when it matters most, because outside of that year he won the championship, his playoff record when having the advantages has been spotty at best, has been shaky at best. But I think he's done well enough this year. But if it comes down to coaching, I know Doc Rivers has a penchant for not reading the room, not putting guys in position to be successful at the wrong times. Like, I don't know. He gonna bungle. Hopefully the team don't listen to it. Hey, they may tune him out. I mean, I think right now, Philadelphia and Boston, winner of this series, in my opinion, comes out the East. And I like Miami. I think Miami is going to kind of pull it out against New York, but who knows? The way injuries have been happening, the way some teams have, kind of fallen off the map, have not met expectations at different points in the postseason. You never know. Phoenix came in. Phoenix was the predominant favorite out west, and now it looks like Jokic is finna get the broom out on the boards and sweep them on out of the playoffs. Wild playoffs, man. Wild playoffs, and therefore I am enjoying it. Not many blowouts. Everybody's playing hard. Games are close. Good plays are being made by great players. I am loving it. I am loving this time of year. I'm really enjoying this playoff season a lot more than maybe like the past 3 or 4 years, because it's so wide open. You can make a case for everybody that's left to possibly win a championship. They all have something you can kind of hang your hat on and say, hey, that could be championship material. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, if you're not watching, it's about to go to half. Philly is down, but they're keeping it close. As bad as they're shooting, they're keeping it close. So it is hope for them to kind of get their act together. Second half, pull it out, they've done it in game one. Can they do it in game two? Stand by, tune in, listen, and we'll be back tomorrow to kind of break it down. And I will have some NFL news tomorrow because it's a story that's kind of coming out, but I wanted to kind of get some more information on it before I brought it to you guys tonight. But I will be doing some NFL news tomorrow. And it's also some news out of the UFC we'll kind of break down. I know it's a different kind of sport, but I want to kind of mix it up. I want to just do everything over here. Thank you guys for coming out and joining the show. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if Miss VS, if you listen to the replay or if you're in the clouds, I need to I know how to find you. I want to do something on Sunday if you're available, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll catch you around. I got some time. Yeah, still don't have a outro intro speech. I'm working on that. Need something catchy. I like my other one, but it just don't fit over here. Oh, but thank y'all for coming out. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Highlights will be coming out as soon as the game is over. For those who don't want to sit up all night watching the game, I got you. And as always, I'm out.